And he feels the same way.
So,
Yes.
next thing I have for you guys, Adrian Peterson, obviously NFL's leading rusher so far this year, 291 yards. He is talking about the Broncos matchup this week. Says in order for the Vikings to beat the Broncos, they got to smash them in the mouth and play physical. What do you guys think? Is that the way to beat this Broncos team? The #1 defense?
If you're going to beat a great defense, you're not going to out-athlete this Broncos defense. You're not going to beat them to the edge. You're not going to outspeed them. So at some point, yeah, you've got to try to take their temperature for physical play. You know, how tough are they going to be? And Adrian Peterson is the guy to test this Broncos defense. It'll be a great test for them from this physical standpoint. At some point, you're going to have to, tackle that guy, maybe 25 or 30 times a game. And if you're Chris Harris or Aqib Talib, you don't want to see him coming in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be a real physical, mental test for their toughness.
Yeah, I think it's a great strategy if the Vikings can execute it. For many of the reasons Chad said, this is known as a fast team and an athletic team, especially on defense, but not necessarily as a physical team. So if Minnesota can out-physical them, they've got a better chance of winning this game.
Absolutely.
You think Adrian can wear them down, make them tired by the end of the game?
I would not bet against Adrian Peterson.
It's going to depend on what the Vikings offense is able to do, because if they're able to keep the score close and they can keep handing the ball to them, then, yeah, that will allow them to wear out the Broncos defense. But if the Broncos offense is up by 14 or 21 points, that takes him out of the game, and that's going to be actually the Broncos offense would be the Broncos defense's best friend if they could do that.
I also want to remind you, the Broncos rarely have lost at home with Peyton Manning at quarterback. Since he got here, I believe they're 23-2 at home. One of the losses was in Peyton's third game back from neck surgery. The other loss was that Thursday night game 2 years ago against San Diego, where they didn't come ready to play. So there has to be somewhat of a superhuman effort to beat the Broncos at home these last 3 years.
And we did see, I mean, granted it was on the road, Jamal Charles rushed for 125 yards against the Broncos in the second game, and maybe if not for those 2 fumbles, we could be looking at a 2-1 Broncos team, potentially.
True.